said, you know what, you're getting too fat. You need to reduce your weight. And then you now got, oh, somebody says I'm getting too fat. You've got to make up that mind of yours, you know what I mean, to stay on track with your goal. And then again, it's very important to make sure that your goal is not general. You know, I want to make some more money this year. Yeah, but how much? You know, I want to lose weight this year, but how much? Don't make it general. Again, make that goal very, very specific. Again, I'm going to say that when it comes to making goals, you can't be a perfectionist, all right? You also have to leave room for flexibility in that goal. You know, sometimes somebody wants to be too perfect and then they don't get it right at all. When setting your goals, leave room for miscellaneous, leave room for contingency, leave room for flexibility. Because a goal that you set in January can change, can get better. Or you're going to look at your resources and make a decision on that, you know. And again, I say finally, make that goal very, very realistic at all times. Now, I'm going to end up by saying, how do you stay on track with your goals? The first point I have is that be clear to your own desires. What is that desire of yours? What do you really, really want? This is my desire this year. I want to achieve this. And once you have that in your mind, you then begin to prune down those goals. You're going to have 101. Prune them down to a few. The few that you know that are realistic. And you might not start all of them at the same time. You might decide to start some in the first quarter, some in the second, and some at the end. But then spread your goals out. But reduce them down to realistic, manageable goals. Again, I'm going to say, if you have that goal, don't keep it in your head. I would get out a journal and write that goal down. Because trust me, you will forget. You know, even though it's in your head. But sometimes when you're writing things down, more clarity comes, bears in mind, right?
Some people will say, okay, I already know what I want to do. I don't need to write it down. But hey,
but it's good to write it down, because I like, it's like a to-do list. When you write it down, you tick off once you've done it, right? And then you can now tell yourself how much progress.
And there's something about what you write down, you know, it can play back to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and it's always nice when you find a quiet time in your writing, lots of things come out. Write them immediately you think about them. Because sometimes it happens to me when I think about it, if I say I'll write it later, I actually forget the way I wanted to have it down in writing. Yeah. Yes. Once you've written those goals down, you've got to have a plan. You have to have a plan as to how to do it. Your plan may be vague initially, but then put detail into the plan as you begin to think about it more and more. Oh, you know what? I've just finished this degree in Montessori teaching. I plan to own my own school. It's not going to come by magic. You're going to have to put that down in a plan. And then at this point in time, staying on track means you're going to deliberately have to create new habits. Drop the old ones and create new habits. That means if you decide that every morning you want to do exercise, that's going to be a habit. You want to pray at a certain time in the morning, that's going to have to be a habit. And like they say with habits, it takes 21 days for it to stick, you know? So that means a deliberate action to create new habits, okay? And again, at the same time, I would always say, if you really want your goal to work, you have to move in the right circle. Move around the right people. They say, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're expecting different results, it's the definition of insanity. So maybe this time around you want to move around with people that you think will help you achieve that goal. You've got to change your circle or improve your circle, but move around with the right people. That's very, very important. Again, I'm doing this now. Use things to inspire you and motivate you. So sometimes when I'm on the computer and I see free webinars, I actually enroll myself. Sometimes I'm like, in the past I will enroll myself and totally forget about it. But I will enroll myself and set aside 45 minutes or 1 hour and put it in my diary, set an alarm, put it in my calendar. Because if I feel it's that thing that's going to inspire me, motivate me, teach me more things, I actually set out that 1 hour and I go on and I go on to that webinar. That's what and I decided this year, anything that's going to inspire me, I'm going to go for it and deliberately set time out for that. And you know, knowledge is power, and it depends on how you want to improve yourself. So work around things, look at things, read things, audiobooks, books, magazines, you know, anything that's going to inspire and motivate you towards achieving that goal. You've got to change your mindset. It's a new year, it's a new you. All right, change your mindset. And then, of course, get support and encouragement wherever you can.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. We'll still come back to talk more about that, and the part of it that you say goals should be consistent with your values.
Yeah.
We'll look at that
Absolutely.
when we come back. Just stay with us on Sunrise. Okay, welcome back. Now, that video, that guy didn't set the goal as to what he wanted to eat.
Yes, he was.
Even though he had the menu, you know, and then
Ramaging.
Okay, so let's talk about goals should be consistent with your values.
Yes.
It would suppose that you already know the values that you have.
Correct. Yes.
So,
does everybody know their value?
Well, that's true. You know, what are your values? I always tell people, pick your 3 core values. What are they? Is it to be successful? Is it to make a lot of money? Is it to be family-oriented? What are your values in life? What are your belief systems? Once you really know that, you know, it's easier to create goals, to be honest with you. What is it? You've decided to become a family man, a husband with kids. What are your values around your children? You know, I want my kids to go to good schools. I want my kids to have a good education. What are your values? You know, and that helps you make good goals.
You first of all outline that,
Absolutely.
just so you can.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And you know, because the truth is, people spend so much energy copying other people that the time it spends copying other people, they could be doing something more valuable to themselves. And I say, always be the unique you know? Mm-hmm. And what's really important about goals, to be honest, is to avoid procrastination. That's so easy. We can say it in January, and next week we've forgotten about it. Come half year, totally forgotten about it. But you see,
there's a book, Procrastination is the Thief of Time.
Yeah, it is,
You know,
the thief of time. Well, it is true, isn't it? It wastes a lot of time.
Did you say it's a book? I think growing up primary school, you were taught that.
All right, but it's important. But I would say this, with goals, you must track your progress. It's like any organization, to be honest. If you have goals, if you're not tracking your progress, you don't know where to make amends, you know? And ultimately, you can fail at the end of the day. So with that, as an individual too, track your progress and make amendments, you know? See what you've done right, see where you went wrong, and then, you know, fill in the gap, as they say.
I think the
you got to stay on track.
Part of it, you know, it's what I would do now. Most of the time, if I think of something, or I rush to my iPad and just put it down, but I also think that you can actually write it down.
I would say get out a journal.
And stick it somewhere.
Yeah,
too.
Get out a journal. There are many ways of writing your vision. You can have what we call a vision board. You know, you have a board like this, and they say adults are very visual. So sometimes, even if you don't want to write it down, you cut pictures out. So you're looking to build a house. Most times they tell you, look in the magazine for a picture that supports the kind of house that you're dreaming of building. It might not be exactly that, but you know, you want it to be like this, you want it to be big like this, you want it to have a big garden. Cut out those pictures and create a vision board, because the vision board, when you look at it every day, helps you be motivated to achieve your objective. Yeah, and it's very simple to create a vision board. Write it down first.
It could be in one corner of your room, your office.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong to be, you know, aspirational in life.
Thank you so much, Janet, for coming on this morning.
Okay.
Again, it's been inspiring. You know.
Once again, I apologize for my voice.
Okay,
we heard you well.
It's
we
one
wish
of those things.
that, you know, it will get better before next week. You know.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Janet Adetu is an etiquette coach. Thank you once again. And we'll go on the final break for today. I guess.
Not exactly. We'll be back with the home stretch.
And we'll be back with the home stretch.